So what were your first impressions of our rough cut?
My first impressions of your rough cut are that you've got a lot of stuff in there, and I suppose my concern at the moment is whether you're going to make the deadline, because you've got lots and lots and lots and lots of footage, which is excellent. It's going to take a lot of editing to tease out what it is you want, what you want your final thing to look like, I think. It's got a real vibrancy, a real energy to it. Your performance is fantastic, pair of you. I think that is one of the massive strengths of it. The edit at the moment is nice, so you've got movement in one shot and then you cut to the same movement in another shot, which is difficult to do, but you've done that well. There are a couple of shots in it where the framing is a little bit out, and because the framing on the rest of it is so good, it stands out.
Yeah.
But I think you probably know that, don't you?
Yeah,
what do you intend to do with those shots?
We want to we'll either reshoot them or just...
Take them out?
Yeah, take them out, basically.
Okay, all right. So what did I watch? I watched 2 minutes, and the whole song is...
3, I think.
3 minutes. Okay, so we've got another minute to go, which is not too bad. What I'd like to see next is the backgrounds on those first shots, really, to see what that's going to look like with your fast edit at the beginning.
So should we put that in on the rough cut or not?
No, rough cut. This is fine. I mean, I looked at what you put on your blog. You don't have you've got a tiny rough cut on the blog.
Yeah.
This is bigger, so put this up as well, and then add in the feedback. Also, what you really need to do is get some feedback from your peers, because they are the real target audience for this.
Yeah.
And they'll give you some really honest feedback. So I don't know if
we've got a couple. Well, we've got one.
so far. People. You can grab Angel. I'm sure she might need.
Also, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, do you get the theme of like fun and London?
Very much so. Yes. Mise en scène is very strong. Performance very, very strong.
Is our camera shots?
Yeah,
okay?
actually, they're because it's moving a lot. Like, the camera work is really good. The only time your framing goes is when you put it on tripod.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's the shot where there's one or two, only two, I would say, shots where you're dancing and it's from a long shot.
Yeah.
And I understand why you've done it. It's because you want us to see what it is you're dancing around. But it's when you're dancing next to the guy in the funny hat.
Yeah.
And then there's also a shot where you appear from behind a big pillar.
Oh yeah.
But you just get a tiny little bit of a couple of people disappearing behind the pillar that aren't you. And then you appear, which I really like the idea of that, but because the pillar is so wide, you're just little tiny people on the edge. And all you see as an audience member is that big pillar. Oh. So it sort of loses its pace a little bit at that point, because we're used to you doing all kinds of activities in it, and then suddenly you're not there. But it is quite a fun idea to play with, but you need to be thinking now what the mark scheme is asking about: appropriate framing, appropriate shot types, editing so that meaning is clear, appropriate mise en scène, and what have you. So you need to be doing this edit with that in mind. And it might be that you end up cutting out bits that you really like, but you appreciate and not going to get you the marks.
Yeah. So would you know when you do the mark scheme and that, do you get marked down on, like, say, one individual thing is wrong?
No, what it is, it's called a kind of best fit thing. So we're looking for the majority of it to be within a certain area. You know, if there was one shot in a whole video, you could still, and the rest of it was absolutely superb, you could still get into level 4.
Yeah.
But what we would encourage you to do at this point is for you to identify where you think the weaknesses are yourself, and to censor, if you like. You take them out.
Yeah.
Without me saying take that out, because that's not my work.
So right now, as it is, what grade would you say we're working at?
We don't work to grades. We work to levels.
Levels even.
Yeah.
What level would you say?
Being recorded?
Sorry.
You left last year. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Still have. Anyway,
What level do you think we're working
there's a lot
at?
in here at the moment. You've got a mixture of level 3 and level 4, but you need to get the level 3 up to level 4.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks.